So, let us have some discussion on how to go about. Of course, many of you know how to go about, but once again, I would like to do some reminder job how exactly to go about in this preparation for the next 1 year. Is my sound okay? थोड़ा और बढ़ाओ ना. So, Manish might have talked about many things. I will also say similar things, but maybe in a different language. And but otherwise, there are certain universal truths in civil service preparation, which has to be same. It cannot be different. Okay, and if you expect some different, ideas from me, then it may not be for civil service exam. If I give different ideas, you will do some other thing, and you will reach somewhere differently, which is not our aim right now. Anyway, so first of all, today I will be talking. In fact, I will be analyzing a bit on this year's results also. I mean, you might have seen so many people getting through. Of course, the number of ranks, but I could see some interesting facts and figures in that. So I will also share with you, so that you can also learn from some of those things and utilize. And just before I start, I always tell this, this exam is for ordinary people. It is not for extraordinary people. Are you extraordinary? हाँ? तब तो तुरंत बोले हाँ सर हम सब ordinary है मुझे पता है. So you will say this. See, because this is not for genius people. It is not your EQ is not, or your IQ is not tested. If you have very high IQ, then you should become a scientist. Okay, but what is tested is your a bit of emotional quotient also, EQ, not IQ exactly. And it is for a general people, ordinary people who are doing normal job in their life. They are the people who will get through the exam, not those who are extraordinary good. If you are really good in, you might have done some science and then IIT, IIM, maybe Indian Institute of Science, some big things, and come out as an eccentric, extraordinary person. Okay, but that is not what is required here. Here we need ordinary people who are willing to work hard for long hours. In fact, the requirement here is a bit of, say, hard work, but say if we call smart work. Not even, hard work. So it is more about a bit of smart work, in the sense we have to have maximum output from your input. Okay. So how much you are able to utilize your hard work is the challenge here. And another very important aspect is you need a disciplined hard work. Okay, discipline is very important. In fact, I used to say this earlier also. Discipline. See, when I say discipline is about your day-to-day affair. How beautifully you conduct yourself on a daily basis. Are you able to meet the targets on a daily basis? In fact, it's a daily challenge. Some days, if you feel you are not feeling good, or rather if you feel that there is not enough energy with you, then things can be in trouble. You need, even if on certain days if you are not able to perform well, next day we should be able to compensate that. If you have a target on a daily basis, then only we can do this. How many of you keep targets every day? Do you keep any target? What target you keep? What is your target? I mean, suppose today, when you get up in the morning, or maybe previous night, you decide, no, tomorrow I need to do certain thing. What is that target you keep? How do you keep your target? कुछ तो बोलो. नहीं, punctual ठीक है, but what target you give? Are you keeping target on this many pages I will complete tomorrow? Yeah, this many chapters I complete. What is the target? Or are you just keeping time? This many hours I will sit in front of the books. What is the target you keep? Okay, so you keep time. Yeah, you keep this many hours I will do tomorrow. Yeah, next 1 week, whatever it is. So time is what you kept. What else you keep? Topics. Okay, some of you may be keeping this many chapters or topics. Chapters you keep. Is it not? See, now both are important. Our problem is some of you keep only topic now. So tomorrow I have to, but how many hours you are spending? How much time you are spending in front of the book? That is equally important. Not only topic, I mean both should be there. In fact, when I talk about discipline, discipline is in terms of time and discipline also in terms of how much you are able to complete, how much syllabus you are able to complete, how much topics you are able to complete. That is also equally important. So, and if you are not able to do, then you should have that serious concern. That is where that disciplined hard work will come into play. So, discipline in terms of time management or time you spend for studies is very, very important in civil service preparation. If you say, I will study only 2-3 hours every day, then I will say, don't prepare. It's wastage of time because that 2-3 hours is not going to take you anywhere. We need much more than that. So, we need to have that understanding that, this particular exam requires more time. This particular exam requires a lot of, disciplined hard work for long hours. Out of 24 hours, how many hours you think you can spend? It's a simple question I ask every time. How many hours you think you should study to become? See, now all of you want to be IAS, I know. Some of you will say, no, I want only IPS, koi baat nahi, wo bhi le lo. And all of you want to get through in one attempt, usme koi doubt nahi hai. Is it not? So if you want to get through in one attempt, how much you think we should spend or how much time we should spend to get through the exam? 8 to 10 hours out of 24 hours. Hai na? Yeah, 48 hours. Not 48 hours, I know that. Okay. So, see, now, do you think if you study 8 to 10 hours, you will get through in one attempt? What do you say? Nahi hoga. She says it will not happen. Obviously, I mean, nothing is certain yet. We don't know whether we will go out of this classroom today. है ना, जिंदा रहेगा नहीं रहेगा क्या पता है, अभी भी गिर के मर सकता है ना, होता है. That uncertainty don't talk. Other than that, do you think if somebody is studying regularly 8 to 10 hours a day, they will get through it, they can get through in one attempt? Maybe slightly more, slight here and there, 1 or 2 hours here and there. See, now in this, out of 24, at the maximum, I think, on an average, instead of 10, it may become 12. 1 or 2 hours here and there, it can be added, of course, not to reduce. Okay. So, we need to spend 8 to 10 hours, maybe 10 to 12 hours every day on a regular basis. For how much time? One attempt. You have only one attempt. Suppose you want to spend only one attempt. How much time, how many hours, how many days you need to spend? If you have only one attempt, what is that one attempt? What is that one attempt? When is that? When is your attempt? 2024. When is the preliminary exam? May, I think 26th. Already UPSC has come out with the date. Okay. And if you clear this preliminary, when will you write the main exam? Huh? In September. Okay. September 20th. 19th, I think. I'm just writing September 20th. 2024. 5 days. Okay, I think September 19 to 24 is the main exam. That is already there in the UPSC calendar. Calendar is already published. Okay, for 24. Then, if you clear this main exam, when will you when will you go for interview, the personality test? So your interview will be in Jan or Feb, maybe in March also, in 2025. Okay? And when will you get the result, your rank? कब मिलेगा rank? Before May. This year it came just 2 days before the preliminary exam. Okay, 27th was the preliminary, I think 22nd or 23rd the results came. So result, say May 2025. Okay, let us presume that till the result you will study. You will say, no, why should I study? After interview I will relax. You can do that also, but still, if you count that way, from today, we are in June 2023, you are going to get results in May 2025. So that means we are talking about 2 years. So, next 2 years, now what I am trying to tell you is, if you can work hard with discipline, 2 years, there is no escape. See, 2 years, they get tension mat lo. Don't think that, why 2 years, sir? There is no other way. UPSC is conducting exam only once in a year. Now, the next available opportunity for you is 2024 prelim. If you clear that prelim, you will get a result in 25 May. It is a 1 year program. After the exam starts, it is 1 year to complete the whole process. Okay. So, 2 years, 10 to 12 hours every day is what is expected of you. It's not that I have kept it for you. This is how the scheme of things. This is how the exam pattern is. We have no choice. And if you did not get through in first attempt, suppose it's one more attempt I want. So when will you get the result? May 2026. That means if you take 2 attempts, it is 3 years. Okay? If you take 2 attempts, it is 3 years of time from today. Then some of you may think that I started last year. Okay, even if you started last year, now you require this. So, this is the challenge. Now, I always feel this is the only challenge in civil service preparation. Your brain is not the problem. Your IQ is not the problem. Your ability, whatever ability to study, it is already there. That is why you are a graduate. That is why UPSC says we need only graduates, or any graduate can appear for this exam. Any graduate is eligible for the exam because that minimum eligibility is there with you. We are all eligible. But out of this, how many are getting through? Only those who can spend their precious time systematically and very in an organized fashion, in a disciplined fashion. Only such people can get through the exam. So this is the challenge in this exam. Your brain, your ability to study, everything is already there. How well you are able to utilize. So that is like, it's not that you have to run very fast. You have to run consistently. That is why we always say civil service preparation is like a marathon. In marathon race, it is not the fellow who runs faster in the beginning is going to win the race. Only those who are consistently running and towards the end who is not giving up. Such people will get through. You cannot give up. And you should not give up. And this time given is 3 years or 2 years, whatever it is. If you are appearing in 2024, your result is in 2025. If you are appearing in 2025, the last attempt, then your result is in 2026. Suppose you are appearing in 2026, you will get in 2027. So you please think, according to your situation, you please think how much time you have, how much time you require. So if you know you are eligible only in 2026 to appear in this exam, so you should have the motivation and the disciplined life till May 2027 to get through the exam. So the challenge is time. I always tell this, it is not your brain which will pull you down. It is the time which will pull you down. How to utilize this time effectively, properly, without any distraction. If you get distracted, if you are, diverted to some other ideas while preparing for the exam, and if you are not able to focus properly, then you will lose. And in fact, this is one, not only in this exam, any exam, till the end we should focus. I always tell, say in preliminary exam, you are doing very well, you studied very well, you focused very well. Say, suppose one day before the preliminary exam you lost focus, or rather because of panic attack, you could not concentrate and you could not sleep properly, went to the exam, did not read the questions properly, and if you fail, that is the end of it. You could not manage the last one day and you failed. Suppose you do everything very well. 1.5 hours of the exam you did very well. The last 30 minutes you could not focus. And you could not answer many questions, or rather you have marked it wrongly because of your lack of concentration. You will lose there. Main exam, 1 or 2 questions, that's all. I will show you. How people have lost. A person who could have been in the first rank, how he or she might have ended up with maybe 300th rank or 500th rank, or how they might have they might have lost out completely also. See, 1 or 2 questions. The competition is so tight. Ultimately, your success and failure will depend upon 1 or 2 questions here and there. See, even in interview, we have around 25 minutes of interview. First 20 minutes, everything went off very well. Last 5 minutes, you lost focus. Last 5 minutes, you lost cool. Some examiner asked some provoking question. You reacted violently. Matter is over. Okay, so your focus, time, when I say time, till the end, your concentration should be there till the end, including when I say that end is when. End is when you come out of the interview board, when the door is fully closed and you are outside the UPSC building, then you will say, okay, your attempt is over. Till then, you have to be very, very careful. You cannot do anything nonsense there. Okay, the same thing here. So anyway, so what I am saying is, how well you are focused and how well you are able to utilize your time for the next 2 to 3 years, it will decide your future. One attempt, I don't want you to take more than 1 attempt. You do only 1 attempt, but do it properly. Now, if you want to get through in 1 attempt, then 10 to 12 hours of hard work is required. Every day, systematically. And then you may say, how can I study every day? Okay, out of 30 days, 1 or 2 days you take break, I have no problem. But 28 out of 30 days and next 2 years, that is the minimum requirement, then there is a possibility. So discipline is the key. And so for that, there should be a timetable with you. You should have a proper timetable, daily routine, and you should stick to that. See, this is what we were doing in school. School mein kya discipline hona chahiye, timetable likh ke le aao. So we used to all write and go to and submit it to the teacher. Then we never followed it. That is another thing, but at least we submitted to the teacher. And we used to have very, very big plans. Then we fail. No problem. Failure is okay, but we should rectify and come out of it and start doing again. Anyway, so proper timetable and division of work is a must. You divide your work, and you cannot do the same thing for 12 hours or 10 hours every day. If you divide your work, things will be very easy. And every day, I need not tell this, we have 5-6 things to be done. Is it not? What are the things to be done on a daily basis for you? Please tell me. Okay, one is newspaper. Okay, I will write newspaper. What else we are supposed to do? NCRT. What else? Standard books. और क्या करना है? Daily what all we should do? Revision. ठीक है, तुम्हारे लिए रिवीजन भी लिख लेता हूं. और राइटिंग आंसर्स. देन और क्या चाहिए? What else we should do every day? If you are a very serious, solving previous year multiple choice question. Multiple choice questions? Both. Writing answer में तो आ गया long answer. So I will write solving MCQs. Writing answer में previous year question आ गया. What else? What else we should do every day? Good sleep. तो पहले लिखो ना. Most important thing, good sleep. So if you sleep, you will get through properly. Good sleep or good food. ये भी चाहिए. Sleep, food, leisure. Right, fundamental right to have leisure every day. ये सब तो होना चाहिए, मुझे पता है. But so what I am trying to tell you is, when I say we have to spend 10 to 12 hours, if you divide your time properly, it will not be a problem. You will not feel bored. You will not feel, that pressure of doing things. See, I always feel, out of these, which is the most important? Or what do you think should be the most important activity? Sleep छोड़ दो अभी for the time being. I will make you sleep, don't worry, but इसको हटाओ अभी. In a day, what is the most important activity? Time for hobby also should be there, but वो most important नहीं है, hobbies भी है. Okay. See, for me, the most important activity, since you're planning to attend classes, okay, most important activity right now is attend class. I'm talking in terms of you people joining the class, and since you joined the class, okay. Why? Because that is the time when the teacher will be explaining, you will be making notes, you will be understanding new topics more effectively and systematically, okay. So, I believe if 2.5 hours of class is there, a minimum, so 2.5 hours. Attending class is very important. Every day you should attend. You cannot give excuse saying that, sir, subah hai, I could not wake up, this, that. So, please be disciplined enough to come to the class on time. And you have to come on time also. You cannot come late. Right. Then, study what is told in the class. Study the class information. Okay, whatever you made notes, you may have to, when you see, the advantage is if you immediately after the class, after reaching home or other, after reaching your library or anywhere, wherever you sit and studying, you can, some of the things you might not have written down because of the speed of the class. So you can correct it, you can ask your friends what was the point the teacher said, if you missed out something. So you can correct also, you can memorize. When I say study, please memorize it properly. Okay, study it, organize it, memorize it. So how much time it will take if 2.5 hours of class is there, how much time it will take for you to complete at home? To study properly, to memorize properly. कितना? Half an hour? नहीं, मैं अच्छा पढ़ाऊंगा, तुमको बहुत टाइम लगेगा. You will not be able to complete in half an hour. You will not. I can challenge and tell you. Because to memorize all those points and topics, very systematically, I believe at least it will take 1.5 hours, if not 2 hours. Some of you may take 2 hours, some of you may take 1.5 hours, because the teacher might have said some additional points also You may say that, okay, please refer your book also. We had add some more new points. So all these things put together, minimum of 1.5 hours. That much you must spend, nothing less than that. So first activity is this, second activity is this. See, the third activity, I think very important is your NCERT, because that is the foundation, that is the base. Even if a current affairs related question is asking, if you have good understanding of the base and foundation, it's very easy to answer it. If you don't have the base and foundation, suppose if you don't know history, if you don't know ancient history, you may not be able to answer any question on art and culture just like that. You must have the basics clear. See, there may not be any direct question from NCERT now. Maybe questions are all indirect, but this understanding, the base, the foundation. For example, if you don't know our Indian Constitution, articles properly, you may not be able to answer most of the questions related to the Supreme Court judgment or anything. So we need the base. So NCERT is not just reading. Read, underline, memorize. How many hours every day? Minimum 2 hours. Okay. It's 2 hours include time for memorizing also. Okay, in that 2 hours NCERT related. Newspaper. Very important these days. How many hours? Minimum is 1.5 hours. If you take 2 hours also, I don't mind. Newspaper means it's not just newspaper, maybe magazines, articles, some blog, whatever it is. So I say let me write 1.5 hours. But I'll be happy if you say that I'll spend 2 hours also. Okay, because we need maybe preliminary related topics, main exam related topics, very important. Then what about your optional subject? You have to do something. Yeah. Even if it is you have already studied, I will say if you have studied, not studied, optional. My thing is minimum you need to spend 2 hours every day. If you already studied, revise it, organize it, write notes, see the previous year questions. Minimum is 2 hours. It may be 2.5 hours, it may be 3 hours. If you are attending a class for 2 hours, then study at least 1 hour at home. So it depends on what you are doing. Then if you have to spend 3 hours for optional, maybe in some other area we may have to cut down a bit. Okay, we will have to manage that. Then you have multiple choice question solving. How much time? Half an hour. Abhi time hi nahi hai. 24 hours se par ho rahe, isliye I know you people are controlling. So when I say multiple choice, here some maths, mental ability, reasoning, reading comprehension. See, all are, it's not that we have to study very complex maths or anything. Simple things, but you should solve it. That habit of solving multiple choice questions, especially in maths, mental ability, reasoning, reading comprehension, etc. is a must. I will say 1 hour. Long answer, essay type, long answer, at least 30 minutes. See, I am talking about 7 activities every day. And when you divide, even 30 minutes is a problem. Now you see, if you add everything, how much it will come? 4 plus 2, 6, 7.5, 9.5, 10.5, 11. With great difficulty, I controlled myself. Okay. Isme, suppose you say I am attending optional class, sir. Then you will have to add plus at least 1 hour. Then you will say it will cross all my limits. Okay. Then what will you do? Only 24 hours we have. So what can you cut down? Sleep. जो ऊपर लिखा था, खाना तो नहीं कट डाउन करेंगे. नहीं, I don't want you to cut down on sleep also. Okay, don't do this mistake of sleep less and study more. It is not going to work. How many hours one should minimum sleep? 7, 8. Kitna? Okay. Even if it is 8, I have no problem. Still we have 16 hours there. Okay, 24 hours, 8 hours if you sleep, still we have 16 hours. You sleep properly, there is no harm in that, because that will give you a lot of rest, and you can recoup and rejuvenate and do. And if you say you are okay with 6 hours, I'll be very happy, but some of you may require 8 hours, absolutely no problem. That is not the issue. Our sleep is not the issue. Our issue is, what are we doing in the rest 16 hours? And in that, see, right now we have written only 11 or 12 hours, still we have 4 hours for all other activities. Okay, so if you plan, we can do it. It's a question of planning. It's a question of dedication. It's a question of commitment. See, everything, you have to commit and do. If you say, I have to write an answer, you must write an answer. There also we can divide into 3-4 areas. I always tell this. See, one answer from your optional. One answer from your NCERT. One answer from your current affairs. One answer from our GS class. 4 answers. 30 minutes. How? Because if you are writing a 150-word answer, how much time we can spend? 7 minutes. Very good. वो तो पता है, लिखेंगे नहीं, लेकिन पता है. Very good. And 250 words, 11 minutes. Very good. In optional subject, if we have, say even a 20 marks question, maybe 15 minutes. 150 words are for 10 marks. 250 words are for 15 marks. So if it is 20 marks, so 15 minutes. It may be 350 words approximately. So if you have to write one answer each, one from your optional subject which you studied for 2 hours, in that 2 hours only, maybe immediately after that you write an answer. NCERT, you are reading so many pages, and at the end of the chapter there are so many questions, you just pick up one question and write it. Current affairs, so many questions we get these days in the various channels. We will also provide you, don't worry. We will also be providing you with current affairs and all these things. Then GS class every day, you will get so many questions. Previous year questions also, depending upon what you get. One answer, 4 answers. It will take 30, 32, 35 minutes at the maximum. I am not asking you to write all 4 answers at a time. You complete NCERT, immediately after that you write one answer and stop NCERT. You read newspaper, close it, previous days, current affairs and all, you study, one question, write it, finish that. So, in 4 different times, 4 different answers, which all of us can do. So, if you have to just spend 7 minutes extra, you completed NCERT reading and decided to write one answer, 150 words, one extra requirement is just 7 minutes, which all of us can do. That requires a lot of commitment and energy. Normal, our temptation will be what? Baad mein likhenge. I will write it later on. Okay, this is not very important. Then you will give your own logic, 10 other logic you will give. Why I should not write this answer? Please don't do this. Okay, 4 answers every day. Then multiple choice question again, this maths, mental ability, reasoning, etc., etc. It is again, as I told you, it's not difficult. It's a question of your commitment. Many of you may have some problem with maths, but don't celebrate your weakness. If you have a problem in maths, let us confront it. Don't postpone. Most of us, our problem is, the moment you have a problem, you want to avoid that problem. मुझे याद मत दिलाओ सर. अरे याद दिलाऊंगा. You please solve it, resolve it. So what is the way? Every day you solve something. See, so many books are available in the market. You buy R.S. Agarwal. Maths, mental ability, reasoning books are available. SSC books are there. Banking related books are there. Online, so many free channels are there these days for all these things. Pick up, start solving. Every day, fix time. The most important thing is time. You fix time for every activity. Even good things also should come to an end at some point of time. Okay, see, even if I know I can teach more, I have to stop my class at a particular time. I cannot keep on extending the class and say keep sitting in this class. You know, suppose 8:30, however good things I am speaking, I may have to wind up at a particular time. For you also it is like that. You may be doing very well, you may be doing extremely well in a particular area while reading NCERT, but you have to stop at some point of time. That time should be fixed for you. So same thing, answer writing, solving questions, solving multiple choice questions, solving maths. It may be very interesting for some of you, but still, yes, fixed time is fixed for 1 hour. So at the end of 1 hour, you stop it. Tomorrow we will do again. Every day, please do. So if you can do these 7 activities, and all of you should try, divide your time, start executing, and the first and foremost thing is come to the class. The easiest thing, out of the 7, the easiest is coming to the class. कोई काम नहीं, आओ पिलर के पीछे बैठ जाओ और सो जाओ. Okay, at least you can say na, I have one first commitment is over. लिखे नहीं, suppose you could not write anything in the class, you can always ask your friend, यार क्या लिखा है मुझे भी दे दो. WhatsApp University is there, है ना, WhatsApp में आ जाएगा notes, print out ले लो. कम से कम at least something has gone to your head, something is there with you. So every day attending class should be a must. Don't give up on this front. Even if a topic which you know, today when you go out of this classroom, you may think that, okay, I knew most of the things what I said. No problem, yeah. At least it got reinforced. You knew something, and if I also say the same thing, what is the advantage? Oh, even this teacher knows only that much I know. Okay, very good. It is reinforced. And you are in the right track. That is the meaning of that. And let us celebrate that. So suppose there is a class, say a constitution class. You already knew it. Everything what is said in the class. So it's a revision for you. You revise. You just make notes and it's a revision. In the class itself you finished everything because you knew everything what is said in the class. So it's an advantage for you. It's not a loss of time. It's not a wastage of time. So have discipline, execute things. Execution is the key. Divide your time, 11 to 12 hours every day. Next 2 years. If you do this, nobody can stop you from becoming a civil servant. If you don't answer, see, there are 3 aspects. I always tell this, and I am repeating. There are 3 or 4 aspects of our preparation. Okay. One is collection. Another is knowledge. Then how to express your knowledge. And finally, your character, your personality. All are equally important in civil service preparation. What kind of material you have, what kind of information you have. You will get all information in the class. Class is the source of your information. What is to be studied, what not to study, how much to study, how depth you should go. Everything you will get from the. So when you make notes, you got the information. Only because you have good notes, you are not going to become IAS. Suppose you have all notes in your shelf. You went to the exam. What will you say? अरे यार सब कुछ notes में है, but कुछ भी याद नहीं है ना? Everything is in notes, nothing is in my memory, so I could not do anything. Now that's what you will tell. You come back and cross check, अरे ये भी था, इधर नहीं है, nothing is there in my brain, so gone. Matter is over. So, but without notes, can you study? Can you become? No. You need notes, you need information, you need material. You should know what is to be studied. So, a basic minimum requirement is you need to have notes. Good collection, good information, the right material. If you have the right material, I will say, if you have to become, if IAS is 100. I mean, you achieved finally IAS. If you have notes, how much you achieved? I will not say it is 0. I cannot say this effort. So I will say if you have proper material and notes, you achieved 20%. Suppose you come to the class every day and make notes properly in the class, or after going home also, you make it more proper and beautiful. You have done 20% of your work. Only 20%. You will not become IAS. 100 you have to reach. You are only 20. But if you sit and study at home, whatever you collected, if you are memorizing it properly, if you are organizing it properly, 1, 2, 3, 4, if you are registering in your head, and if you are able to tell it tomorrow, if you know it, I will say you have added another 30% for your success. So if you have good knowledge, ask anything. If you say, sir, kuch bhi pucho, I will give you answer. Suppose you say that. Ask anything from polity, I will answer you. Ask anything from history, I will answer. If you have that confidence, I will say, oh, you have good knowledge in history. Ask, when I say ask anything related to our civil service preparation, from the material, from the note, from the NCERT, you ask anything, I know. If you have good knowledge, I will say 50% of your work is done. But still you will not become IAS. Only because you have good knowledge, you cannot. Why? Suppose you have good knowledge, but you have a problem. In the exam hall, you get panic attack. कुछ समझ में नहीं आएगा, blank हो जाता है. Everything is gone. You have good knowledge, but you are not able to solve multiple choice questions properly. You are gone. So, knowledge alone is not sufficient, but you should be able to express it properly. Okay, you should be able to express it properly. So, expression, answer writing, solving questions. The expression includes long essay plus essay type plus MCQ. See, it's an art. Writing a good answer is an art. Art means you have to develop it. MCQ, solving multiple choice questions, is also an art. You need practice, then only you will be able to arrive at the right answer. So, if you have good expression, good answer writing, if you practice regularly, if you are doing that 4 answers every day, and if you are solving multiple choice question every day, 100% you will develop that art. It is not difficult. Answer writing. How many of you have answer writing ability right now? If I ask you, do you have answer writing ability? Do you have answer writing ability? नहीं है. क्यों? कौन बोला नहीं है? Who told you? What is answer writing ability? According to you, what is answer writing ability? What is that? Getting good marks, ठीक है. वो तो अगर अच्छा टीचर है, तुम्हारा दोस्त है, तो मार्क्स वैसे दे देगा. What is answer writing ability? If you say you don't have answer writing ability, what is that you don't have? Why do you say you don't have ability? What is ability of answer writing ability? What is that? How do you define answer writing ability? ठीक है, प्रैक्टिस करेंगे. एबिलिटी, वो क्या एबिलिटी है? प्रॉपर यूजिंग ऑफ वर्ड्स. मजा नहीं आया. What is answer writing ability? Your ability to express what? Knowledge. Or answer writing, I will say answer writing ability is your ability to express what you want to tell or what you know. Okay. See, many a times we say I could not tell what I really wanted. Kabhi-kabhi, when you are emotional, you wanted to say many things, but you could not tell it. बाद में बोला, अरे मुझे और बोलना था. I wanted to tell more, I wanted to abuse more, but I could not abuse properly. है ना? So your ability to express what you actually wanted, what you actually know. So it's not that, if you don't know anything, how can you express? Suppose I ask you to tell something about say, economic crisis in Sri Lanka. First time you are hearing that there is some crisis in Sri Lanka. Okay, then how will you write any answer? You cannot write any answer. However good your expression is, answer writing ability is, you cannot write any answer because you do not have any knowledge. So knowledge is a must. I am presuming that you have knowledge. But even after having good knowledge, many a times we may not be able to express it properly. So that requires practice. That is why we are talking about every day we should write answer. How many of you wrote any answer yesterday? Anyone who wrote any answer yesterday? कल तो नहीं लिखा ना कोई भी? परसों? Day for yesterday, any answer? No. When did you write the last answer? Previous janam. So, what I am saying is, if you have to express, or rather, if you have to, ultimately, express your knowledge, if you have that writing ability, you should start writing. And today is the best day, not tomorrow. Very auspicious day today. Okay. If you check पंडित जी से पूछ के देखो, he will tell सारा काल सही है, but you should start. Okay, it is about writing. See, now you cannot complain and tell, na, I do not have question to write an answer. Question तो बहुत मिलेगा. Question is there in the NCERT. Questions are there. You search any, internet only. Current affairs, so many questions you will get on a daily basis. Previous year questions are there. That is never a challenge. So, answer writing, every day writing something, expressing yourself, it's a must. Okay, so I will say, if you are writing, see, now if you don't write answers, if you do everything else, you will be stuck at 50%. But if you write answers and if you start solving questions on a daily, see, it's a must. And most people, most candidates who prepare for this exam never do this. 99% of the people will not do this. And that is why 99% of the people will never clear this exam. Okay. What is common about all those who failed in this exam? Will be this. मैं भी नहीं लिखा, आप भी नहीं लिखा. हम दोनों नहीं लिखा, हम दोनों fail. Okay. Now, we are also very happy, na? You ask your friend, did you write any answer today? Your friend will say, नहीं यार, कौन लिखेगा? पागल है क्या? Okay. तुम भी हाँ यार मजा आ गया, मैं भी नहीं लिख रहा हूँ. Okay. Then you ask your third friend, the third friend also said, अरे यार मैं भी नहीं लिख रहा हूँ. तुमको लगा अरे कितना मजा है यार, life ही मजा है. Why? He is also not writing, she is also not writing, they are also not writing, I am also not writing. So, all of you are going to fail. So, you should not be happy if somebody tell you that I never write any answer. And now, suppose somebody says that I never wrote any answer and I became IAS, don't try to emulate them. Somehow pass ho gaya, you will not pass. Okay, because of their fate and maybe whatever, luck they had, they got through, but don't expect that miracle to happen in you. This is not going to happen in you. 100%. So what I am saying, if you are very clear, if you want to get through the exam, bare minimum requirement is knowledge and then expressing your knowledge. So you will have to spend time. See, I am not asking out of 24 hours, I am only asking 1.5 hours every day. 1 hour for MCQ, half an hour for this and long answer, 3-4 answers every day, which is easily possible. There is no difficulty. The only challenge is you should be willing to, do that. Okay, you should be willing to spend time for this. That is the only requirement for this. Okay, so the answer writing part is very important in our preparation, and we will also try, we will be asking you to write answers. There will be tests on a daily, weekly basis or something. We will be planning accordingly. Daily we may ask, one or other day we may be asking you to write answers also, but you have to participate with full seriousness. Many a times what is happening is, we don't do it seriously. When I say answer writing, okay sir, if you tell I will write. But it's not that you should write only because I tell. And time management is very important. If you have to complete an answer in 7 minutes, you should complete in 7 minutes only. You cannot exceed the time. And if you write a very good answer by taking 10 minutes, there is no value for that. Okay, when I say in 7 minutes you complete an answer, now if you take 10 minutes and write the same answer and say, "Arey sir, maine bhi likha," it has no value. Okay, so we have to learn how to write good answers in the given time. Time is a big factor. And finally, what is also important in this exam. So if you are writing good answers also, if you are practicing, you become only 80%. The last 20% is your personality, your character. Okay. See, finally you are called for personality test. What do you mean by personality test, or what do you mean by personality? That's what written in the UPSC, no? Personality. The candidates will be invited for a personality test. So what is personality? क्या है personality? Mentality. ठीक है? What else? How will you define your personality? बताओ? Conversation skill. Personality is conversation skill. बहुत बढ़िया बात करता है, मजा आ गया आदमी. Character. Character means behavior. ठीक है? You are not far away from what is required. What else? When you say personality, what kind of person? Personality test होने जा रहा है. If I say your personality test will be there tomorrow, what do you expect in that? Tomorrow, if I say I will conduct your personality test, what do you expect in that test? Bolo? Come on. It's not an alien word, no? Personality is not an alien word. So what do you expect in that personality test? Confidence. ठीक है, तुम जो बोल रहे हो मैं लिखने जा रहा हूं, फिर देखेंगे क्या है. Okay, so we will check your confidence. Presence of mind. Thoughts and views. Then आई कांटेक्ट है कि नहीं, किसके साथ? आंखों में आंख मिला के बात करो सर. ठीक है, आई कांटेक्ट होना चाहिए तुमको. ओके, वेरी गुड यार, तुम्हारा एक्सपेक्टेशन ऐसे है तो मैं कर लूंगा, आई कांटेक्ट भी करूंगा. और कंडक्ट, हाउ वेल यू कंडक्ट yourself in when this test is going on. Then body language, good body language should be there. Then, so what is that test? Confidence, presence of mind, thoughts and views, eye contact, your contact, body language, क्या है? Morals and values, वो भी होगा. Fully agreed. We will test the morals and values also. So, personality test is the sum total of what you are. Is it not? After interacting with a person, if you are impressed by that person, is it because of one or two words he said? No. The overall conduct, the overall behavior, the overall opinion. You can get impressed by a person because of his views or her views, her ideas, the way you speak, the way you conduct, how pleasant you are. When some people muh bana ke baith jata, no smile, nothing. You won't feel good to talk to that person. After some time you feel bored. क्या आदमी है यार, कुछ बोल भी नहीं रहे. If you don't speak, if you don't smile. So the overall context. It is not that one particular smile impressed, no. Or one particular word impressed. So the sum total of what you are, your character, you have to build anybody will be impressed by your honesty. If you are a very honest person, okay, you will be, it's a good trait. Your integrity. Integrity is very important. Now, what is integrity? A person with high integrity. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by integrity? Character में integrity होना चाहिए. मतलब that should be good. What is that? Do you have integrity? वो नहीं है सर, बाकी सब है. वो क्या है? What is that integrity, यार? Come on. In layman's language, what is integrity? Your beliefs, staying true to your belief, then a person with integrity. Honesty and integrity we say, na? What is that? What is that? Integrity is about what you speak and what you believe and what you do. All the three should be same. Okay, if I teach discipline, then if I am a person of integrity, I will also follow discipline. If I say punctuality should be a part of your character, I preach punctuality. Then tomorrow's class, if I don't come on time, then what will you say? ये क्या आदमी है, बड़ा बड़ा भाषण दिया, आया ही नहीं. Suppose 8:30 class, if I come at 9 o'clock, what will you say? One rule for us, another rule for him. ऐसे कैसे होगा? अभी दिखाता हूं. So we will be fuming if you lose integrity. है ना? Integrity, very simple. Okay, what is the simplest meaning of integrity? Is what you think, what you say, and what you do. It should be same. Are you getting this? ये बहुत जरूरी है आपका character में. You should be a good person. Such people, what do we say? बहुत अच्छा आदमी, good person, a good personality, good person, honesty, integrity, compassion, compassionate toward the problems of others. You should look at others with compassion. And in India, if you want to be a good officer, you should be compassionate. You should have that concern for others, concern for others' problems. Is it not? So your compassion for poor, compassion for environment, or your concern for environment, these are all, it should be part of your character. Okay, your punctuality should be part of your character. Okay, your hard work. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you is that you should be able to, when I say the last 20% marks will be for your personality, is for your character, what kind of person you are. That is what is tested in your interview. No matter how good you are in your answers, how good in your knowledge, good, knowledgeable people with very, very bad character. Have you seen such people? Highly knowledgeable, but no integrity, no honesty, very corrupt, high knowledge, highly communal. Have you not seen people अरे बहुत knowledge, doctor है, लेकिन communal है. He cannot see human being as a human being. तो सारा खत्म. Everything is over there. Okay, so this personality, you have to cultivate a good personality. You have to nurture a good personality. And you have time. See, 2 years time you have. Because your interview will be in February 2025. Next 2 years, you can easily develop a new character, or rather a beautiful character. Here you can, mold your character. See, character is something what we do on a daily basis. What you do every day is your character. Is it not? See, suppose you never come on time. You are never punctual. Imagine. Okay, if 8:30 is the class, you come at 8:45. Okay, and wherever you go late. ये तुम्हारा ब्लड में है. Okay, punctuality का lack of punctuality is your part of your character. Suppose you want to change it. कल से बोला नहीं, I want to be on time. And if you start coming on time, to whomever you promised, you reach on time. What will people say after 2-3 months about you? Till today, you had a different character. Tomorrow onwards, you started going to any place, any promise you make, you are on time or before time. What will people say after, say, 2-3 months? People will say, "Arey, this man was never punctual before, now he changed his character, he is on time every time, and we are under pressure now because of this fellow, he is coming on time every day." Or if you say, "This fellow used to tell lies, मुंह खोलते ही झूठ, now he is telling only truth, he never tell lies." ये पूरा बदल गया, completely changed, the character is changed. That's what we will say, na? So same thing here. So it's a question of you identifying your weakness and rectifying that. Character will change. So can you change your character? Yes. People say that character will never change. ऐसा नहीं है. If you have will, if you have the willpower, you can change your character also. So only thing is, you should be, you should be consciously doing that. We are doing many things. So we may not be in your conduct, in your room. You may be very messy. Put a table में इधर उधर सब कुछ सामान. So tomorrow onwards, say today onwards, you go back home and arrange it properly and don't, keep it dirty. जरा साफ सुथरा कर दो, पोछा मार दो daily. The room will be clean. I had a friend of mine in my college. He never used to clean his room. Okay. And first time he got cleaned before he entered the room. And the next, I don't know when he might have got cleaned. The authorities might have cleaned it later on. Okay. So what he used to do was that, he was a very genius fellow. Okay. All art, science, any activity, he is a leader and he will do. But if you go to his room, he never sweeps his room. Table pe, books and everything is full. You cannot even keep a glass on that table because there is no space only. Table got filled. So then he started keeping, books and all, whatever he brings in his bed also. Okay, side mein rakhna shuru kar di. Pura one layer, side of the bed. Then he used to sleep on one side. फिर second layer आ गया, फिर finally what we could see that where on a bed, सब books, okay, books, then there is some space left like this. इसी में वो लेटता था. So that is a space where he used to sleep, where he used to lie down. He cannot even turn. If you turn, the books will fall down. ऐसे भी लोग हैं. You can also be like that. But I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, it's a question of you deciding what you want to do. And character will change. So it's a question of, see, why I'm saying is, a good personality, and if you can display your good personality in the interview, you can get almost 70% of marks. People are getting 70% of marks these days in interview very easily, and that is a very, very important part of our preparation. So, last 20% is not based on your knowledge. Last 20% of marks, which is required for success, to be successful in this exam, it is based on your character and personality. That you can develop now on. See, what I'm trying to tell you is, the next 2 years, you please decide yourself to be honest, punctual, hardworking. You decide 4 or 5 character traits. And when tomorrow, in the interview, if they ask you, tell me something about yourself, you can always tell them with confidence, sir, I am a very honest person. Because you have consciously developed this as part of your character. Then when you say that, there will be a lot of power in that. If you are not honest, and if you are not punctual, and if you say I am very punctual, you will not be able to tell it with confidence. And the other person also will come to know after some time that this man is telling lies. So, please understand, character building is a very important exercise as part of our civil service preparation. And you cannot ignore this. Okay. So, all these put together is your success. So, what are they? You can see this. You need good information, material, notes. You need good knowledge. You should be able to express your knowledge. And finally, you should have good character. So, the sum total of everything will make you IAS. If you fail in any of these, it will be very difficult for you to get through, because that is where our multifaceted personality comes out. So, your ability, see, to start with is, your ability to identify the right place to go, right material to collect. If you are joining a Galat institute, that is also part of your personality now. Okay, and if you are, after having so much of understanding and knowledge, and if you are ending up in some wrong place, and you are celebrating that wrong place, then it is a problem. See, sometimes what happens, we pay money. Later on, after 2-3 months, you realize that we are not on the right place. Still you continue there. Why? Because you paid. Your money also lost, your career also lost. See, that kind of understanding, so right information, right material, right content. If it is not there, it is very difficult to get through the exam. After having the right information, you have to convert, you have to take it into your brain. So, knowledge part, converting this into your knowledge, memorizing it, organizing it, and remembering in your brain, equally important. See, when I say 10 to 12 hours your hard work, out of this 10 to 12 hours, I will always say collection time should be 5-6 hours. Studying time or memorizing time should be 4 to 5 hours. And expression or answer writing 1 to 1.5 hours. All the three. So it is something like, say, 60 or 30-10 these days. Okay. Maybe 55-45 or 50 40, 10. Okay, 60 नहीं, 50 कर लेता हूँ. Okay, so 6 hours, 5 hours, and maybe 1.5 hours. If you can divide like this, that is the best thing to happen. And in each area, so when you collect newspaper, not only you collect, spend some time for memorizing also. NCERT, not only you collect, spend some time for memorizing also. Class, you attend the class, go back and study at home. Optional, collect some information, make some notes, but you memorize also. Then express. So in all areas, you should be spending time for your memorizing on a daily basis. So tomorrow, when I ask you, how many hours you studied yesterday? What will you say? Suppose I ask you today, right now, how many hours you studied yesterday? How many hours you studied yesterday? Did you spend some time in front of the books? Yes. What did you do in that? You read NCERT. Did you study NCERT? No. You only read NCERT. Okay. Reading is collection. When I say memorizing is studying. So how many hours you spend for studying? 0. That should not be the case. So tomorrow onwards, I will only say one thing. You should count only how many hours you spend on memorizing. You count only that. The rest don't count. Don't count 2.5 hours of class. That is only collection. If you read NCERT, don't count. If you read newspaper, don't count. If you read some book, big book from your optional, don't count. You count only how many hours you are spending for memorizing. That is the challenge. That is the difficult part also. That's why I said, attending a class is the easiest. कोई काम नहीं है. No brain is involved. You don't have to apply your brain. I will apply my brain. I will teach. You have to only listen. Listening is very easy. And listening is also not that easy, but at least we can say comparatively it is easy. So, memorizing is tough. Writing answer is even more tough. That is why 99% of the people will never do this. Every day studying, how many percentage of people may be doing? In this class, yesterday, how many of you studied? I mean, I hope you got na study. How many of you did yesterday memorize something? One person is saying, very good. उसको मत देखो ऐसे, गुड़ के मत देखो, ये कौन है ये आदमी, उसको पकड़ो मार पीटो type. No. Okay. See, 10% of the people, 90% will not do this. In Mukherjee Nagar. Moving around in this Mukherjee Nagar, ask them, नहीं तो कल ही खड़ा होकर पूछ लो ना, कोई भी आएगा, भैया कल कितना घंटा पढ़ा? नहीं. Okay, 90% of the people will not say this because we are all busy in this first part. Collection. Notes बना रहा. Well, coming also in that corner, somebody is buying notes, ना? क्या बेच रहा था वो एक टेबल लगा के मोटा मोटा? Have you seen that? Just before entering our that complex outside in the main road. Have you seen in Nehru Vihaar only? Not seen. जाते वक्त देख लेना. He is still there. I am sure he will be there. If early morning 7 o'clock if he is there, this is spiral bound. Whether notebook भेज रहे हैं मुझे doubt है. Plain notebook है क्या? अच्छा मैं सोचा कुछ लिखा हुआ भी हो सकता है. Anyway, so what I am saying, collection is very easy. Notes collection, buying some notes, buying some material. किसी का भी top course notes. Buying is very easy. Spend some money, you will get it. But that is not sufficient. That is not what is required. What is required is we have to study that, memorize it. Then we have to express it. That is the challenge. So every day, please divide your time into 3 parts. time for collection of information, time for memorizing, and time for writing answers, expression, including multiple choice question. All the three activities should be there in a very disciplined manner. Fixed time and please execute. You should feel the pain if you are not able to execute that. If you are not able to stick to your timetable, you should be worried. You rework, maybe rewrite your timetable, but you please execute that rewritten one. It's a must. Okay. So anyway, so this is very important. Please understand and be serious. Start executing. Another thing I would like to tell, say preliminary, as you know very well, what was the cutoff last year? How much marks are required to get through preliminary? See, paper 1, GS, 100 questions. Last year, the cutoff in general category was 88 point something. Okay. That means how much? 88 means 44 into 2 because it is into 2 marks. Okay, this is out of 200, 88 was required. Okay, when I say 88, minus mark is also there. That means what? You should get around 50 questions correct. And say if you are attempting 60, 50 correct and 10 wrong, you will get this 88. Because 88 means 44 should be the final correct numbers. Wrong answers will lose 1/3 marks. Okay. If you go by this logic, 50 into 200 and 6.66 if you less. So easily. So if you are attempting 60 questions, you should get 50 correct and there can be 10 wrong. Similarly, if you are attempting 70 questions, you should have around, say, 50, 52 correct and, say, 17, 18 wrong. 70. Okay. So, in fact, what is ideally, what I am trying to tell you is, we cannot be marking, see, we need only 44 into 288. You cannot mark only 44 and get all 44 correct. We will never get it. We will make some mistakes. Definitely we will make some mistake. So, our formula is very simple, especially after seeing this year's paper also. This year's paper is considered to be quite tough. Why? Why was it tough this year? Why was it called as tough? Because it was very difficult to eliminate and 47 questions were there, where the option is 1 statement correct, 2 statements correct, 3 statements correct and none of them correct. It is very difficult. Okay. Since it was very difficult, 47 questions of that nature, so this year the cutoff may be further less, but still my understanding or my formula is very simple. Please don't attempt all questions. How many questions you should attempt? A maximum of 75. Earlier I used to say attempt 80. Now I think we should attempt even less. Because when you attempt more, what will happen? The chance of you marking more wrong answers are high, then you will get more negative marks. See, I will give an example, then you will understand this. And then you should try to have 55 correct. Okay, we attempt 75. Our target is around 55 correct. 50 to 55 questions should be correct for you. Then your final score will be 7. This 55 minus 20 divided by 3. 1/3 marks you will lose for marking every wrong answer. So 20 divided by 3 means around 7. That is equal to 55 minus 7 is equal to 48. 48 into 2 is equal to 96. That will be your score. So what is that we are going to aim in the next 1 year? How much we should get? We should be attempting around 75. We should get around 55 correct. and the final score will be around 96. 88 is the cutoff last year. This year it may be around 85 or 80, but still 95, 96 means we are fully safe. We want to be safe. Okay. And depending upon your category, then the cutoff will be slightly different. You can see that in the, UPSC has come out with the answer, so you know it. So that is not a problem. Okay. So what I'm trying to tell you is, so it's not difficult. So clearing preliminary, what is your strategy? The strategy is not to answer all questions. Please realize this in the first place. Okay. We don't have to answer all. But we need to answer enough to get through. So what is the strategy if 10 questions are coming from polity? What is your strategy? We are saying that we will attempt how much? Maximum 8. 7.5, but we cannot make 7.5 attempts, so I am saying maximum 8. And even in that attempted question, you can make mistakes. How much mistake? You can make 2 mistakes. How many correct should be there ultimately? Say 6. So, in every area, what we are going to do is very simple. We will, out of 10, we will 8 attempt and 6 correct. So, ultimately what is that we want? In every area, whether it is history, whether it is geography, whether it is constitution, whether it is economics, 6 out of 10 questions should be correct. Out of that, we say 2 questions we may make wrong, 2 questions we will not attempt, but ultimately we need 6 out of 10. Are you getting this? So, it is not difficult. What I am trying to tell you is, if you look at this perspective, preparation is very easy. You need not have to break your head to know each and every question. 1 or 2 questions, even if it is not taught in the class, you should not be worried. We can anyway, we are supposed to leave it. Okay, so it is not an excuse for my side. I am not giving you an advance, bail type of thing. Idea is, that is what is called smart work. It's not that you have to study everything to get through the exam. Okay, so what our aim, what is that we are planning to do? Even all I am telling you is, see, if you attend the class properly, if you write down everything properly, if you study what we are saying, see, our notes plus printed, a PDF, plus NCRT, plus the current affairs which we discuss on a regular basis, which will be providing you material, plus current affairs material by our institute. This is sufficient to get 8 out of 10. Okay, but you don't have to get 8 out of 10. We need only 6 out of 10. Still you can make mistakes. So that is very much possible. So what I am trying to tell you is, what we cover is more than sufficient to get through the exam, and your focus should be on what? Your focus should be on class notes, what you write down in the class, the printed material, or what we say, that downloadable material which you provide, plus your NCRT, plus the current affairs. These 4 things put together, you should be focusing only on. NCRT is fixed, current affairs material we are providing, printed material we are giving, notes we are writing in the class. This should be sufficient, and 6 out of 10 questions you will easily get, and all you require is practice. Okay, and paper 2, again, maths, mentality, reasoning part, only practice. Every day you please practice. Okay, at least half an hour you spend, and when you are in Delhi or along with your friends, it's very easy. If you are not able to solve a particular question, you can ask your friends. So many people are good in that area. You ask, solve it, improve yourself. Okay, so preliminary can be taken care very easily. Then comes to the main exam. As I told you, the main focus is on answer writing. Again, questions will come related to what we cover in the class. Only thing is that we have to study and we have to write. Now, in main exam, as I told you, the biggest challenge is we have 150-word questions. And 250 words. This is what we require to write in the GS. In optional, you may have to write some 350 words also. 20 marks questions are also there, but normally not more than 20 marks question. So 350 words. So 150 words, 7 minutes. 250 words, 11 minutes. 350 words, 15 minutes. And 7 minutes will fetch you 10 marks. 250 words will fetch you 15 marks. And 350 will fetch you 20 marks. This is for optional. You please practice all the three. Okay, so that. But when you practice, the biggest challenge is time. Please don't forget. You can write a very good answer if more time is given to you. Okay, but how to write answers in the given time is a challenge. You please practice 4 answers every day and your day is made. Which you can do. And please do it very seriously. Okay, every day please write. And don't worry about the quality of the answer. Some of you are always worried, sir, मेरा कब evaluate करके बताएगा? वो भी करेंगे. We will do that also. Please don't worry about that. But you have to develop a habit of writing answers and practice it. And essay type, very, very clearly it is mentioned in UPSC that this is an essay type exam. Essay type. Essay type means long answers we have to write. It is not some bullet form you have to write. We need, in every answer, we need introduction, we need body, we need conclusion. Okay, that we will practice, we will do, but please be aware, our focus will be on that. That is a must. Okay. Then, one more important aspect about this is our essay. I always tell this, and this is again another area where we require some focus. And as we know very well, 250 marks, 125 into 2, that is 250. 2 essays we have to write. And each essay we can take 1.5 hours. Okay. 1.5 hours each. And as I was mentioning earlier also, in many other classes, the biggest challenge right now is we have to write 1 out of 4 essays. 2 questions are there. We have enough choice, but most of the questions are, a bit philosophy related these days. So we need again good practice. Okay. See, last year, one second. See, this year, I mean the 2022 paper, we had, one second. So, this year, like one question, a ship in harbor is safe. I think I told in some class, a ship in harbor is safe. But that is not what ship is for. Okay. So what is the meaning of this? And this is one of the 4 questions. See, now this is I feel it's a very important, very easy question. Or, another question, history is a series of victories won by the scientific man over the romantic man. Poets are the unacknowledged legislators of the world. Okay, poets, imagination, social reform, that is what. So, not all questions may be comfortable, but this question I found it very comfortable. A ship in harbor is safe, but that is not what ship is for. What is the meaning of it? What is the crux? We have to come out of the comfort zone. What else? We have to come out of the comfort zone. Then life is not all about solace. Then, in fact, there are many. One is, there is a famous saying, the comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. Okay. Similar idea. This is the question came. A comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. Okay? Another quotation similar to this. The biggest risk is not taking any risk. Okay. The biggest risk is not taking any risk. In a world that is changing quickly, the only strategy that is guaranteed to fail is not taking risk. The only strategy which is guaranteed to fail is not taking any risk. This is said by Mark Zuckerberg. Apna Facebook wala. Okay. The biggest risk is not taking any risk. For you and me, a big statement. Okay, हम लोग भी यही चाहते हैं ना. We don't want to take any risk in our life sometimes. Hey, don't take risk. Then that is the biggest risk. And it's an ever-changing world. So things are changing, and if we are not tuning according to the change, we are going to be in trouble. Then another question. Security is mostly a superstition. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing. Okay. Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. See, now what I'm trying to tell you is, this is a very interesting question which was asked last year. I'm not saying the same question will come, similar themes will come. Then another similar quote we can say. If you don't build your dream, someone else will hire you and help them build their dream. Okay, anyway, there are so many quotes we can think. So what I'm trying to tell you is, if you are able to understand the meaning of it, then we will have to expand this meaning. Okay, a ship in harbor is safe, but that is not what the ship is for. Okay, so you have to think. And now always in such questions, my simple logic of, we have to brainstorm, we have to generate ideas, because there is no specific answer with us. See, 250 marks worth essay paper, this 250 marks are not based on any specific knowledge you are going to acquire. Now, onward, we are not going to read and get some knowledge and then write an essay. You can start writing essays right from now. You need not have to wait for some day to come to start writing essay. Some techniques and all we can say. Some ideas we will give. We will make you write also. But ultimately it is the practice which makes the whole thing different. Okay. My suggestion and solution is very simple. every week write one essay. Don't change this. We have to get through the exam in one attempt. Okay, write one essay every week. Pick a topic now. Write after a week's time. But think, collect, read. Then you write it. And you decide on yourself. I mean, 2-3 people can join together, form a group, and write in your, you fix the time also, and all of you write at the same time. 1.5 hours of time is there. Maybe you, since you decided the topic one week before, I will say you write in one hour. Don't take more than 1 hour to write the essay. We need to write around 1,000 words. Okay, we need to write around 1,000 words. Start writing. Let it be of not great quality, but write. And I want is, in all these questions, take some examples from you, your life. Think about as an individual, where all one should take risk. Like even preparing for civil service is a risk. And a lot of risk is involved, no guarantee about your success. But if you don't take that risk, you will never achieve something big. Same. This can be applied for your community, your religion, or maybe your caste, or your group, your society in which you are living. Take some examples from there. Take some examples from India, where all risk should be taken and risk is being taken, and advantages, and had the risk not been taken, just see the example of our economic reforms of 1991. Had the that risk not been taken by P.V. Narasimha Rao and Dr. Manmohan Singh at that time, we would not have been, India would have been similar to Pakistan now. Every day on a debt crisis or that crisis and struggling from on a day-to-day basis. Our foreign exchange reserve was just $250 million. Right now, what is the foreign exchange reserve for India? Around $500 billion. Million and billion. Too much of difference. Okay, so we have taken risk. Okay, had the Manmohan Singh government, Manmohan Singh and P.V. Narasimha Rao government did not go for economic reform, took a big risk. It was totally against the established norms of the country at that time. We were in a socialistic principle, government ruling. Private, what is it? LPG. He brought in LPG, liquefied petroleum gas. Manmohan Singh's LPG kya hai? Liberalization, privatization and globalization. Okay, just see, he was dare enough to say that. And he was accused of, in the first budget when he presented, he was accused of preparing this budget sitting in World Bank. बोला कि ये इंडिया का बजट नहीं है. This budget is prepared by Manmohan Singh sitting in World Bank headquarters. That was he accused at that time. The left parties, everybody accused him. He has sold our country to that Western liberal fellows. The Western MNCs, we sold our country. All these, see, so he took so much of risk, so much of abuse, so much of suspicion. He signed Indo-US nuclear deal in 2005. Dr. Manmohan Singh again, when he was the Prime Minister. When he came back, instead of appreciating him, all opposition leaders, including our Hindu newspaper, in editorial they wrote and asked him, what did you secretly agree and come to get this deal? तुमने कुछ तो बेचा होगा, क्या बेच के आया? What did you sell and come? Manmohan Singh kept on telling, मैं कुछ नहीं किया, I did not do anything, and for the country, everything is open. There is no secret deal with US. But the question I always asked to him was that, what did you secretly agree and come? What did you do? Please tell us. Otherwise you will never get this kind of a deal. You got a deal, that means you might have done something secretly, which is anti-national. So that is the question. So what I am saying, no risk. No, okay. Today, if we are very close to US, the seed or rather the reason for that closeness with US, if Prime Minister Modi is invited for a state visit after almost almost 9 years, after 14 years, 2009 was the last state visit to US. The reason is that Indo-US nuclear deal. You took risk and now India is somewhere else. Had that risk not been taken, had he been, and everybody criticized him. All the so-called socialists criticized, the left parties criticized. They even withdrew support to Manmohan Singh government in 2008 only because he signed the Indo-US nuclear deal. His government was at risk. Still he said, no, I am going ahead because that is good for the country. He took risk. Today we know that it was a good risk. Economic reforms was a good risk. See, about the country we can say many things. Many examples we can give where we took risk and we took advantage of it. Had we not taken that risk, we would not have been in this position right now. We would have been in great trouble. Okay, and about the world also. There are many instances where risks were taken and we are able to move forward. Okay, so what I am trying to say is that we have to identify examples. We have to brainstorm. And brainstorming ability will come only through practice. Okay, only through practice. Read more. Pick up a topic. Similar topics will come. Okay, last year again, year before, let me see, about history, there is a question. Last year the question was, history is a series of victories won by scientific man over romantic man. Okay, कोई बात नहीं. Then another question on history which has come in 2021. History repeats itself. First as a tragedy, second as a farce. First as a tragedy, second as a farce. Okay, 2021. There are many other questions in that, like the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. What do you mean by hand that rocks the cradle rules the world? What do you mean by that? Meaning क्या है? Hand, हाथ, rocks the cradle means disturbs. Is it not? Have you heard of this before? Hand that rocks the cradle rules the world? No. घर जाके एक बार चेक कर लो उसका मीनिंग क्या है. मैं ज्यादा स्पेंड नहीं करूंगा उधर. History repeats itself. First as a tragedy, second as a farce. What is the meaning? ये तो बता दो. Hand that rocks the cradle tomorrow. Okay. This you can easily say. What is the meaning? What is the meaning of it? Some meaning यार, कुछ तो बोलो. What is that? Tell me यार. यार, the cyclic nature of history. Similar things happen again and again. History repeats itself. That means we say na कि when a similar tragedy, like Orissa train tragedy, what do we say? History repeats itself in India. पहले भी हुआ है similar tragedy. Again it is happening. We are not learning enough lessons. Okay. First, as a tragedy. When it repeats, we feel it as a tragedy. So many loss of life. Then as a what do you mean by farce? What is the meaning of farce? What is the meaning of farce? F-A-R-C-E. क्या है इसका meaning? बोलो ना? A very, if you go by the dictionary meaning, farce means a very badly unorganized or organized unfair thing. It's a comic. It's like a comedy. Now, it's a comic turn of event. That's what. Farce means a comic turn of event. हमें हंसी भी आता है, दुख भी होता है, मतलब it's a tragic turn of event. That's the meaning of it. Anyway, so when see, we have so many examples. See, best example is, as I told you, is Orissa train. We are not learning any lesson, and accidents are getting repeated again and again. Every time when an accident takes place, the government will announce some compensation plus an inquiry. And what happened with the inquiry, nobody knows. Even the results of the inquiry is never implemented. One example. Any other example? History repeats itself, first as a tragedy, second as a farce. Repeatedly happening the same thing and no lessons learned. Yeah. Our communal tension. Partition of India was done based on religion. We thought two-nation theory will work. Muslim League said, of course we did not say that. And on that basis India was divided, country was divided. But still, every decade we find one or other communal tension, communal killings, hundreds of people get killed. We never learn. Even unfortunately, even in Manipur right now, what is going on between two communities because of distrust? And things would have been resolved. Violence is not a solution to the problem. Now violence has complicated, made the things more complicated, more difficult to resolve now. And almost like a no solution situation right now. So history is repeating. And we are not learning any lesson from this. Economic tragedy, 1929, Great Economic Depression, global depression took place. And it was a failure of many institutions and all at that time. Again in 2008 we have seen another economic meltdown. Again we said that the monitoring system, the system which should have controlled and monitored, we failed. And people took advantage of this. Or in India, the stock market scams. You might have heard about the Harshad Mehta scam. We said our regulatory control was not good. Then again came that Ketan Parikh scam. Now our Adani scam. Some share prices are skyrocketing because of some manipulation, which we are not able to find out what is that. After 2020, Adani share prices skyrocketed some 400 times, 500 times, not one or two times. And what is the reason? How is it happening? Some manipulation. Because it's not natural. It's an unnatural growth. People are saying, oh, this stock will give me so much of profit and it's very important. How? Without any performance on ground. Something is wrong. So what I'm saying, history is repeating. Okay, in various ways you can look at this. We have to give examples. Indian examples can be given. See, emergency. In India, emergency time. Indira Gandhi imposed emergency, misuse of constitutional provisions. Emergency was imposed. Is it not? Then, institutions were undermined. Now also some activity, not the official and emergency is not there. Many of these institutions are not performing and working the way it should have been performing. Something is missing, history is repeating. 1920s and 30s, so many dictators came. Now also in Russia, dictatorship, China, dictatorship, so many countries, the dictatorial type of rulers, they are surviving. History is repeating. So what I am trying to tell you is, you please identify every week and every year 8 questions are there. I am not asking you to write all 8 questions and all. Whichever question you found it comfortable, start writing answers. 1 week, weekly 1 essay. ज़्यादा नहीं चाहिए. 1 essay per week. Okay, 1 essay per week. Identify the topic, start writing. Initially, the number of words may be slightly less. Initially, you read more, get some idea, write in your own words, let it come. But over a period of time, we can improve. So, this will give a completely different picture altogether. Okay, so writing practice, essay writing practice. See, now, if you look that way, there are 3-4 areas where you need not depend upon the class. And still you can score. 1, your personality. 275 marks. It is not going to be dependent upon the class. Your character, if you can build a character independent of the class, you will score very high marks. Your essay, class, we will tell you, but ultimately you have to write essay, you have to practice. And these questions don't require any specific knowledge. General knowledge what you have is sufficient, but along with the class you will increase your knowledge and you can use some of the class information in the essay. So, essay 250 marks. Then in your ethics paper also, there are so many, proverbs, these kind of questions. Another at least 40-50 marks questions in ethics paper also are general topics like this, which you can easily answer. Then your, paper 2 in prelim, maths, mental ability, reasoning, reading comprehension. Of course, it's a qualifying paper, 200 marks. It is your self-preparation. Of course, in the class it will be there. See, whatever you get in the class is a bonus. Don't wait for the class to happen. You can easily manage. So, out of the total personality test, marks are added for your final selection. Essay, marks are added for your final selection. Ethics, at least 50 marks. Very vital. You can do it by yourself. So, if you add all these things, it is almost 600 marks worth out of 2000 marks, 2025, it is your effort only. So, you have to take responsibility for those things right from day one. Then your activity will be, it will be meaningful. If you have to prepare for essay also, if you have to prepare for, character building. So, all these things should happen parallelly. Then things will be very easy. Okay, so keep this in mind and start executing immediately. Don't wait for another auspicious day to come. Today only, whatever I said, think, start executing things. Okay, that is one aspect. See, another, again, about the class, I would like to remind you again and again is, please focus on what we teach. You don't have to do too many things outside. Please don't think of doing that, okay? Because if at all you want to, if you ask me, is it sufficient? I will not use the term sufficient because there is no end to knowledge. But this is what the bare minimum you can think of doing. Okay, this is the bare minimum you should be thinking of doing. Okay, so your task is to attend class, I already said. Then study what is told in the class, you write everything possible in the class. Don't be a, inspector in the class, inspecting whether I am teaching properly or not. Please write down everything possible. Study at home. Then practice. That is the key. And you will be focusing on your, again I am repeating, notes, printed ones, NCERT and current affairs material, which we provide. Please focus on these four. 100%. I am using the term 100%. You can clear this exam. But you have to be sincere. Your integrity of what you say, what you write, and what you do. Suppose you say, I will study 12 hours a day. By mistake also, if you say, you have to implement. Some of you said 10 hours is sufficient. ठीक है, पहले 10 hours तो दिखा दो. But if you say 6 hours and 5 hours, I will not agree. That is not sufficient. So please show your integrity here, your discipline, your commitment. Result will automatically come. Participate in all tests. If there is a test in the class, you should write, you should participate, even if you did not study. Likho. And let it be 0. Let the marks be 0. Have the guts to face. I should have studied, I did not study, so I got 0. Don't run away from tests. Okay, it's very easy to run away from tests. If there is a test tomorrow, what will you do? You will not come. 60% of the class will not come. Initially you may come. After some days you will not come. So that should not be your attitude. And whoever runs away from the test will fail. 100% guaranteed. कोई chance ही नहीं है. There is no chance. So that, these things should happen only because of your commitment, your integrity, your honesty in participating. So honesty and integrity is not only about money. Okay, I am very honest, sir. What honest? चोरी करने का मौका नहीं मिला इसलिए honest. Honesty will be displayed on a day-to-day basis. In whatever responsibility you have, you should show that honesty. So once you become an officer, then only we will come to know the real honesty thing, right? Before that, in studying, in doing your work, show your honesty. That is what is required. Anyway, so please be assured of this. We will provide you everything. You have to execute. You have to study. You have to write. You have to participate in the test. And if you do very systematically right from day one, nobody can stop you from clearing this exam. That is the promise. So anything you would like to ask? Ask some questions? कोई question है? When will be the syllabus completed? Syllabus will be completed by around 15th of April 2024. Your exam will be on 26th of May 2024. Okay, so normally we finish everything by around 40 days before the exam. That is the right time also. If you do early, it is no use, because we have to do it systematically. Okay, so tests will be going on parallelly. So classes will be, we will wind up around 15th, which is very good time. I mean, it is reasonably good. Only thing required is, suppose when we start, say, polity now after a week's time. If you study polity now, at that time you have to only revise. So every topic should be like that. You study thoroughly, completely. Every month, some or other topic will be over. If you are thorough and complete with that, you will have to only revise at that time. So 15, there will be a rhythm. We will be maintaining that rhythm, and you will be able to complete the syllabus accordingly. Okay. So our task is always to finish the syllabus around 40 days before. Free. Everything for main also will be completed. There may not be any class after preliminary. Only some maybe at that time some answer writing and all those things will be there, but not more than that. What else? Any other question? So पूछो. See, optional, how to choose, I have only very simple answer to tell. Number one, I will say, if you have done some graduation in a particular subject, and if you have that same graduation subject in UPSC, you can always consider. Because you studied for 3 years, so some benefit could be there. But if you are not good in that, if you are not enjoying it, if you have not studied properly, if you are not at all comfortable with that, never ever think of taking it. So your comfort in that, your understanding, you know how much you know about that subject. I don't know how much you know about your subject, okay? But if you have done some science subject like physics, chemistry, biology, maths, engineering, etc., then your criteria is, without any special preparation right now, if you take last year's paper, can you solve at least 40%? And that too with speed. Okay, suppose you are a mechanical engineer and mechanical engineering paper you pick up, and if there is a 20 marks question, you should know that I should finish in 15 minutes. If there is a 15 marks question, you should finish in 11 minutes. Because speed is a big factor. Because if you are not able to finish a 20 marks question in 15 minutes, instead you are taking half an hour, then don't take that subject because you are not capable of doing that. Let us not challenge anything. Okay. So, if you are taking science subjects, 40% without any preparation and with speed, if it is there, you think, otherwise don't take. Now, if you are not able to take your graduation and if you are not taking that science, then you have only 5 or 6 subjects left with you. That is political science, sociology, history, geography, public administration, anthropology. These are the 5-6 subjects which anybody can take. Okay. Suppose, now you may ask, suppose you have done philosophy. In your graduation, you can think of taking philosophy. But you should have studied philosophy. Our philosophy class में geography पढ़ा है तो क्या history पढ़ा है तो मत करो. Okay, you know how much you studied. Similarly, if you are good in literature, English literature, and if you are really good, if you know that you can write English proper, you can take literature, no problem, or any literature for that matter, provided you have some literary skill. Or you can take commerce and accountancy, provided you know the subject. You can take law if you are a lawyer, if you already studied law, but if you are an engineer, don't take law. Okay, तुम्हारा engineering law will be very dangerous. Okay, उस चक्कर में मत फंसो. Okay, so doctors, you take MBBS, no problem. Normal doctor, MBBS doctors can take MBBS, but not BDS and all. Okay, animal husbandry fellows should not take MBBS. Okay, उस चक्कर में. So if you have some background like this, you can take those law, commerce, literature, philosophy. Okay, you can take. Otherwise, अगर ये सब कुछ नहीं है, आ जाओ हमारे पास. Okay, these 6 subjects are there. Any one according to your liking. When you read NCERT itself, you will come to know whether you like history. When you read NCERT, you will come to know whether you like geography. By sociology, NCERT is there, political science, our polity and all, international relation. If you like that, you take. So it is your liking. Whichever you like, teachers are available, material is available, no difficulty. But these days, the most popular, I think, these nothing much to choose, but political science, sociology, geography, and all are the most popular even now. Geography, I think maximum number of people are appearing even now. Okay, or political, something not much different. You choose based on your interest. Coaching is available in all these things, easily available. And it is preferable to take coaching because it will reduce your time. See, many times people ask, "Na, what is the advantage of taking coaching?" I have only one answer. Coaching will make your work easy. Material milega, teacher will come and explain. There is a specific time, and in time-bound manner, the syllabus will be over. If you have a doubt, you can ask that person. Otherwise, if you are self-study, many a times, if you have a doubt, it may take half an hour, 1 hour to solve that doubt by yourself. But in a class, you may solve it within 1 minute. So advantage is there, but for that you have to pay. Okay, you pay some money, get some service. That is very simple. Okay, it's a simple economic relationship in coaching. Okay, paisa do, service लो, and pass हो जाओ. But go to the right place, that is the only thing. गलत जगह जाकर पैसा दिया और बोलेगा तो नहीं मिलेगा. Okay, वो आपके काम है. You please find out. If you have a doubt, I can help you there. But these are the subjects which you can easily think of choosing as a normal person. Anything you would like to ask? And if you have doubt between two subjects, you come to me. I will solve it. But if you say, "Sir, all 6 I have confusion," don't come to me. You are a confused soul. Nobody can help you. Okay. So, agar bole all 6 I have confusion, then you have something wrong. Okay. Kuch to, some nut is loose. So, do. Ab bole, "Sir, sociology or political science mein mujhe doubt hai," then I can help. Or if you say history and geography you have a doubt, I will help. I mean, any two, come with 2, immediate answer will be there. Come with 4, no answer. Okay, so 0 down. Then if you have a doubt, we will solve it. Anything else? Any other question? Anything related to preparation? वो तो पर्सनली बताऊंगा, अभी ओपनली नहीं बताऊंगा. ओके, बिकॉज योर प्रॉब्लम और माई आंसर टू यू विल बी डिफरेंट फ्रॉम टू अनदर पर्सन डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द बैकग्राउंड एंड एवरीथिंग. दैट आई हैव टू सी. I cannot tell you that. Okay, then I'll have to understand more about you. Then I can tell. Are you getting this? Anything else? Clear? So schedule and all will come immediately. Next 3-4 days it will be, different teachers will be meeting you. So history teachers will tell more about history. Ethics teacher will give bigger picture about ethics, that whole paper. Geography teacher will come, and so our plan is to make you understand also some preparation, some molding. And meantime, don't waste your time. Continue with your NCRTs. Start writing answers, solving questions, multiple choice, maths, mental ability, reasoning. All these activities keep doing. Okay. And every day, and if somebody asks you tomorrow how much you studied yesterday, there should be some answer. Don't come and say, "Kuch nahi hua, sir, aaj bhi kuch nahi hua." That should not be a situation. Minimum 5 hours. Okay. I will say you have done a good job if you are spending 5 hours every day for studying, memorizing. Minimum is 5 hours. And plus 1.5 hours for answer writing. This 6.5 hours will decide your future. If you are only collecting information on a daily basis, not sufficient. Okay, studying and expressing, memorizing and expressing. Memorizing is not raw memory, it is not cramming, it is not mugging up. It is what you understood, please organize, and it should be there. See, if I don't remember what I have to tell in the class tomorrow, in a class, then even if I have good understanding, no use. If I am not explaining that in the class, there is no use. The same thing for you also. Understood things should be memorized. So that should be the challenge. That is the task. Please utilize effectively. Okay. And one attempt is sufficient. Don't talk about 2 attempts. One attempt is sufficient to get through the exam, but your integrity. What is integrity? Okay. What you think and what you say and what you do should be the same. If you think I should study for 10 hours, which all of you agreed, and which you say also others should study, you also should study. Every good thing, every law is good, not for me, but for my neighbor. We are Indians. है ना, हम लोग बोला बहुत मजा आ गया, ये कानून बहुत जरूरी है, किसके लिए? For my neighbor. है ना, if somebody violates the traffic rule, we abuse them. अरे क्या कर रहे हैं? Then we also do the same. तब अरे अभी तो करना ही पड़ेगा, क्या करेगा हम? We know to justify when we violate the law. So you should not violate what you said. Show your integrity. It's difficult. See, first 15 days it will be difficult. To create a habit, first 15 days is the challenge. 15 दिन if you do, 16th day onwards, things will start moving automatically. If you wake up at a particular time every day, first 15 days, 16th day, you may not require alarm also. Body will automatically help you in waking up at that time. Suppose you fix 6 o'clock, you have to get up, or 5:30, you have to get up, depending upon the time to reach the class. So it will become routine for you. Timing, studying also will be like that. So first 15-20 days may be difficult, but then it will be smooth sailing. Okay, we will have tests every week. Long answers also will be there. We will give current affairs. We will provide you material also. Class will be there. Everything is there. Only thing is your willingness to participate and study and execute things with sincerity. So, like, recently, this 15th rank, that girl was there 2 years before in the same class, like you, full class she attended here, okay, in ALS. So, some of the students, the last batch fellow, when she came for the main exam this time, so she was staying in the same hostel where in Hyderpur, and she was appearing. So, some of the students, she came and told, when she got the rank, others who were appearing this year, they said, sir, उनको देख के ही मुझे लगा था ये पास हो जाएगी. Very studious, studying, always sitting and studying and all, routine. So if you get through, people also will sell. अरे मेरे बगल में ही बैठता था, गधा जैसे दिखता था, लेकिन पास हो गया. So ये सब बोलने दो लोगों को, let people tell. But you should execute. See, like this only people are getting through. Tomorrow, who among you will get through? I cannot tell right now. Any one of you can do, provided you execute. Material is same, strategy is same, content, everything is same. But what is required is your execution. Okay, only you can. I cannot make you IAS. If I claim that I will make you, then I am fooling you. I cannot make you. You will have to become yourself. If you become IAS, how much credit you will give me? सच बता दो, कोई क्रेडिट नहीं देगा, है ना? तो ऐसे ही था. I don't want also. I will claim my credit accordingly. You don't give. Okay? But, so I will also not claim more than 20%. 80% is you, 20% may be me. If you follow the strategy or the material, test, everything, 20% credit दे दो हमको. अगर वो नहीं भी दिया चलेगा, I will claim accordingly. I know how to do that. But if you become, you have become, because of your hard work, your execution. After getting to know what is required, if you execute, you will get through. If you don't execute, nobody can save you. So, it is your work. You know what is to be done also. So, you cannot claim, I was ignorant, that is why I did not do. You are fully knowledgeable, you know it, but now you execute. It's difficult. Coming to class every day is difficult. Sitting and studying at home is difficult. Okay, memorizing is difficult. Writing answer is even more difficult. But you can. Okay. So all the best. So I'll stop here. So see you in the class. So we will be starting with polity. My schedule will come. Okay, I think 25. कब है date कब दिया? 19th. So जब भी होगा, it will be with polity. Okay. So blueprint and all will be given at that time. Post blueprint. So don't worry. Be along with the class. Thank you. Bye bye.